Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Barcelona. We had an outstanding 2016-2017 season for the premier European club competitions, the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague and the 7 Days Euro Cup. It was a season that marked a new era in European basketball, with both leagues being revamped in format, resulting in the highest quality of games that we have ever seen, and more importantly, it was strongly embraced by the fans with an impressive growth in audiences at all levels. Now, 40 clubs will enter into the second season of this new era, 16 in the EuroLeague and 24 in the Euro Cup. And today we are here to celebrate the tip-off of the Euro Cup season and draw the destiny of its 24 clubs, who will try to emulate the reigning champion and now EuroLeague-bound Unicaja Malaga. But first, let's watch a video of the most outstanding moments of the last 7 days Euro Cup season. What a great video. It takes great basketball to make a video like that, and that's what we had last season, and that's what we're going to have more of this coming season. So let's move on now and explain how the process will work for our draw. First of all, the 24 teams will be drawn and placed into 4 groups of 6 teams each. The 6 teams in each group will then play against each other in a regular season phase consisting of 10 round-robin games, everyone against everyone. After the regular season has ended, the best 4 teams in each regular season group will advance to the top 16, which will consist of 4 groups of 4 teams, playing 6 round-robin games. From there, we move on to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the finals, each consisting of best-of-3 playoff series. These will be played in order to decide the 2017-2018 7 Days Euro Cup champion, who in turn will qualify for the 2018-2019 Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. Now, our teams have been separated into 6 seeds in accordance with the club ranking. The urn that we will prepare to draw the teams from will be custom made for each individual draw. Therefore, we will place in the urn only those teams that are eligible for the spot that we are drawing for. In some cases, only one team will be eligible, and in that case, we will only place that one team into the urn and go through the formality of drawing the name to complete that spot. Now we'll begin with the one seeds, and we'll go through all the one seeds into all the groups, and then move on to the next seeds until we have done the entire group. As stated in the bylaws, two teams from the same country cannot be drawn into the same regular season group until it becomes physically impossible. That's why sometimes we'll be drawing two teams when there are three available, or one team when there are three available, because we have to avoid this coincidence. And it says until it becomes physically impossible. Well, we do everything possible so that we don't come to the end and we're forced to have two teams from the same country playing in that same group. So please note also that teams coming from the Adriatic League are subject to that same country restriction. Now on the screen you can see the four empty groups where our teams will be placed as they are drawn. To help us draw the teams, I would like to invite Mr. Diego Guillen up to the stage, please, as well as Marcel Maneja to join us in this process. Thank you very much, gentlemen. So it's time to begin with the draw. So we have the four teams already placed there from the first level. Of course, at the first seed level, no one's there. There can be no incompatibilities. So our four teams are there. That would be Lokomotiv Kuban Krasnodar from Russia, Herbalife Gran Canaria Las Palmas from Spain, Galatasaray Odeabank Istanbul from Turkey, and Unix Kazan from Russia. Those are the four teams we're going to now distribute between Group A, Group B, Group C, and Group D. So Diego, if you would please choose the team that will be playing as the top seed in Group A. And that would be Unix Kazan. Unix Kazan, the first team drawn today. Maybe that's good luck. They will be the first team in Group A. Okay. Now, the other three teams will be filling in the rest of the slots. And we can now begin with the next one. Please, Diego, for Group B. And that would be Galatasaray Odeabank Istanbul. Galatasaray Odeabank Istanbul taking the first seed spot in Group B. So we now have two teams remaining at the one level, at the one seed level, and you can now draw the next one, please. Diego. And that would be Lokomotiv Kuban Krasnodar. Lokomotiv Kuban Krasnodar taking Group C, one seed level. And now for our last team, which obviously we all know which team it is, but for the sake of formality, we will go through and draw. So, Diego, if you're ready. Our fourth team to be chosen at the one seed level is Herbalife Gran Canaria Las Palmas. Herbalife Gran Canaria Las Palmas are Group D top seed. Very well. Now, as we said before, we will make each one of the urns individually. We move on now to Group A, the two seed level, and of the four teams, only three are eligible. That would be FC Bayern Munich from Germany, Darüşşafaka Istanbul from Turkey, and Alba Berlin from Germany. The fourth team, Zenit St. Petersburg, of course, incompatible with Unix Kazan in the same group. So, whenever you're ready, we can go with the team that will be playing in Group A. Diego? And that would be Darüşşafaka Istanbul. Darüşşafaka Istanbul joining Group A together with Unix Kazan. Okay, and now it's time to prepare the next turn for the 2 seed at Group B. 3 teams remaining, all 3 are eligible. So it's FC Bayern Munich, please Marcel, Zenit St. Petersburg, and Alba Berlin. Let's see which one of them will go to Group B. And Diego, whenever you're ready, please feel free. And it is FC Bayern Munich. FC Bayern Munich going to Group B. Okay, and now it's time to do the Group C draw at this 2 seed level. Only one team, once again, is eligible, which is Alba Berlin. So we know where Alba Berlin is going to be going in this draw. Whenever you're ready, Diego. And there it is, Alba Berlin going to Group C at the 2 seed level. And of course, our last team, which we obviously know where they're going as well, Zenit St. Petersburg. Zenit St. Petersburg to be drawn for Group D. Please, Diego. I can do this one with my eyes closed. Zenit St. Petersburg. That's right, it's Zenit St. Petersburg. Okay, so there we have the 2 seed. Now we'll move on to the 3 seed. Now in the 3 seed in Group A, we have one incompatibility. So we will have the following 3 teams eligible. Whenever you're ready, Marcel, you good? Okay. The first team is Cedevita Zagreb from the Adriatic League. Then we have Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem, our Israeli representative, and Lietuvos Rytas Vilnius from Lithuania. These are the 3 of the 4 teams that are eligible to play in Group A. The other team, of course, a Turkish team, and we'll move them on to the next. Okay, so if you could draw now for Group A. And that would be Cedevita Zagreb. Cedevita Zagreb going then to Group A. Now we move to Group B. Group B has there are 3 teams remaining, but only 2 of them are eligible. Tofas Bursa, of course, cannot be in the group with Galatasaray, so we have Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem, and we have Lietuvos Rytas Vilnius. These are the 2 teams eligible to play in Group B. So whenever you're ready. So it's Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem. Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem taking the 3 spot, the 3rd seed in Group B. We move on now to Group C at the 3rd seed level, and both teams are eligible. Tofas Bursa from Turkey finally gets a chance, and the other team, Lietuvos Rytas Vilnius. We'll see now which one of the 2 goes to Group C, and obviously the other will go to Group D. And it's Lietuvos Rytas Vilnius going to Group C. Very well, and finally, we know what the team is, but nonetheless, we'll go through the procedure and place Tofas Bursa from Turkey into the urn. And Diego, whenever you're ready, we can draw the team, and it's Tofas Bursa. So far, so good. Perfect. With that, we have covered our 3 tops, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd seeds. Now we're going to move to the 4th seed and go to Group A and see who is compatible there. In this case, all 4 teams are compatible. So let's begin by placing in the urn Dolomiti Energia Trento from Italy, Grisine Bonreggio Emilia, also from Italy. And our last Italian team, Fiat Turin. And to complete the 4 from this group, it's Retabet Bilbao Basket from Spain. Okay, so all 4 are eligible. Let's see which one goes to Group A. Please, Diego, whenever you're ready. And it is Fiat Turin. Fiat Turin going to Group A in the 4-seed spot. All right, now we'll move on to Group B. 3 teams remaining, all 3 teams eligible. So we'll place Dolomiti Energia Trento. We'll place Grisine Bonreggio Emilia. And Retabet Bilbao Basket into the urn. Perfect. We get a double shake because Marcel mixes it up once and then Diego does it again. So it's in the hands of fortune. And the team chosen is Grisine Bonreggio Emilia, going then to Group B. Grisine Bonreggio Emilia. Going to Group B, then we go now to Group C. Now, there are 2 teams remaining, but only one of those teams is eligible, and that would be Retabet Bilbao Basket from Spain. Of course, the reason being not in this group, but in the following group, we have Herbalife Gran Canaria Las Palmas, and therefore we anticipate that problem by putting Bilbao in this group. So please. And there we have it, Retabet Bilbao Basket, completing the 4 level at Group C. And now Group D, the 4-seed level is, of course, Dolomiti Energia Trento. If we can place it in the urn. And it's Dolomiti Energia Trento. Completing there. Very well, now let's just take a quick look. Group A, we have so far Unix Kazan, Darüşşafaka Istanbul, Cedevita Zagreb, Fiat Turin. In Group B, we've got Galatasaray, and we have also FC Bayern Munich, Hapoel, Bank Yahav, and Grisine. The Reggio Emilia, then we've got NC Locomotive, Alba Berlin, Lietuvos Rytas, Retabet Bilbao Basket, and Group D, Herbalife. We've got Zenit St. Petersburg, and Tofas Bursa, and Dolomiti Energia Trento. Okay, so let's move on now for level 5. Level 5, there sometimes might be some complications because of incompatibilities, but let's hope not. Let's go first to Morabanc Andorra La Vella, one of the 3 teams that are eligible for Group A. Lietkabelis Panevėžys from Lithuania, and Ratio Farm Ulm from Germany. Okay, let's see which one of these will go to Group A. And it is Morabanc Andorra La Vella from the Spanish ACB League. Morabanc Andorra La Vella going to Group A. Now for Group B, we only have 1 team that is eligible of the 3, and that would be Lietkabelis Panevėžys from Lithuania. So, Diego, if you would kindly draw. And it's Lietkabelis Panevėžys taking that spot in Group B. 2 teams remaining, 2 groups remaining, and here, once again, only 1 team compatible in Group C. That's Limoges CSP from France. Limoges CSP. So, Diego. There it is, Limoges CSP. And last at the 5 seed level, our remaining team, Ratiopharm Ulm from Germany. And there it is, Ratiopharm Ulm taking the 5 seed spot in the Group D. Very well, that leaves us with our final 4 teams at the 6 seed level that will complete each one of our groups. So we go to Group A, and there are 2 teams eligible, which is Levallois Métropolitain from France and Asvel Villeurbanne also from France. So let's see which one of our 2 French teams will go to Group A. And it is Levallois Métropolitain going to Group A and completing that group. Okay, next up for Group B, 3 teams remaining, all 3 are eligible. Budućnost Voli Podgorica from the Adriatic League. Partizan NIS Belgrade, also representing the Adriatic League. And Asvel Villeurbanne from France. Let's see which one of these will go to Group B and complete yet another of our groups. And it is Budućnost Voli Podgorica. Budućnost Voli Podgorica going to complete Group B. Now for Group C, here we only have 1 team that is eligible, and that would be Partizan NIS Belgrade. Of course, in that group already Limoges, therefore we cannot place Asvel into that group. So we're going to draw Partizan NIS Belgrade. And it's Partizan NIS Belgrade. Very well, and our last team of the day. Last but not least, of course, and this will complete Group D, and that is Asvel Villeurbanne. So if there are no surprises, when we open that, when Diego opens that, it will be Asvel Villeurbanne. Okay, so that completes it. Gentlemen, Diego, Marcel, thank you very much. Thank you for your help. And now, ladies and gentlemen, well, there you have it. The 2017-2018 7 days Euro Cup draw is complete. Our 24 teams know who they will have to face and who they will have to defeat if they wish to move forward towards being crowned the Euro Cup champion of next season. Now, a random computer draw will be held to define the regular season calendar. Here we will establish the rounds and the order of the games in each one of the groups. The final calendar will be available early next week on EuroCupBasketball.com.
Sorry?
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, Elvira from Unix Kazan. Welcome to Euro Cup this season, last year in Euro League. What are Unix expectations from Euro Cup this season?
Of course, we expect only the victory. We want to grab the title. We did it already. So we have, after last year we played in EuroLeague, and this year we hope to be competitive, and we have an excellent group.
And looking at your group, in Group A, you've been drawn with a team that reached the EuroLeague playoffs last year, Darüşşafaka, Istanbul, also Cedevita Zagreb, a very experienced team in Europe. So a couple of tough teams for you there.
Yeah, that is great. It's better to play with the toughest, strongest teams at the beginning than at the end. And so it will be a good test at the beginning.
But also a couple of debutants in this competition with Fiat Turin from Italy and Andorra from Spain, along with Levallois Metropolitans. So that's a good mix. You've got experienced teams and new teams. So for your coaching staff, a complicated group, I suppose, to plan for.
Yes, and don't forget about the excellent trips that we have a chance to. So I prefer the coach answer these questions. So this is our group.
And obviously for the other teams, you mentioned the trips for you, long trips to Kazan for the visiting teams. Do you think that could be an advantage for you, the home court advantage this season?
Yeah, after this experience with tough trips and tough schedule of the EuroLeague of last season, I think we're already quite ready. And yes, the trips can be tough, but we feel quite okay with this.
Okay, well, thank you and good luck this season. Thank you. Hello, I'm Andy.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Your name?
Yes, my name is Gorka. Gorka Ishaz. I'm the president of Andorra.
President from Andorra. So this is your debut season?
Be careful with my English. Eh?
Okay, no, I'm sure it's good.
Speak it good.
Could you come a little more here? Okay. And now from Andorra, the view from the club president. Your debut in this competition. So, what do you think of the draw you've been given? A tough draw with Unix Kazan, Darüşşafaka, two teams that were in Euro League last season.
Yes, well, a very hard group, but we are very excited because we are new in the competition. It's our first time here in Eurocup, so we are very excited to be here, and I think it will be an amazing group. We will try to move on the top 16, of course, but we are enjoying with our first experience in Eurocup. That is the more important.
And for your fans, do you think it'll be an exciting season? Obviously, you play against top quality opposition in the Spanish league and have been doing so for years, but now they get to see top European teams as well.
Yes, of course, it is very exciting for our fans. We did a very good season this year in the ACB, and we won the place in the Eurocup. Everybody is very excited with this new experience for playing in Eurocup, and you'll be very happy with this group also.
Do you have specific objectives? Is there a goal for the season? How far do you want to go in Eurocup? What do you think would be a success for Andorra?
Well, we will try to do as we can the same, or try to do the same season that we did this year. For me, our team is very exceptional. What we did this year, and we'll try to repeat. That is not easy, of course.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and good luck for the season.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now we're going to be joined next by a representative from Fiat Turin, another new team in Group A. That will be the next interview. Good afternoon. You're a representative of Fiat Turin, also a debutant in the competition. I guess you're excited to what the season has in store.
Yeah. We are very excited. It's our first time in this competition, and we are honored, of course, to be here. We are proud. It's our first participation, but I hope it could be a good job.
And what do you think about the draw? Looking at the teams you've been placed with, you have Unix, Kazan, Darüşşafaka, Cedevita, Andorra, and Levallois. So some very well-known names and some less well-known names in European competitions. What do you think of that group of teams?
I think that this Eurocup is a high-level competition. Honestly, it's a high-level competition. and I think that we have to fight with every team. It's well known that UNIS Kazan is a very strong team. We know that we have 2-3 teams at least that are very strong and probably stronger than us. But I think that the other teams are strong too. So it's a high-level competition, and we have to fight and to play high-level basketball.
And I know something that always interests the clubs is travel arrangements. That makes a big difference to players. And you're, I suppose, in a good position geographically in Turin, that you're in the centre of the continent, so you don't have particularly long journeys apart from Kazan, obviously. Do you think that will be a help for you?
Maybe yes. Turin is quite central to travel from Italy to abroad, but Kazan will be a long travel, of course. It's part of the game. I mean, so we have to organize it, and we have to work to organize it too, as far as we do in the regular season in Italian Championship.
Okay, well, thank you, and good luck for the season. Look forward to seeing you in action.
Bye.
Thank you. So now we'll be moving on to Group B, I believe, and Grisin Bon Reggio Emilia, yes?
Yes.
Welcome to Euro Cup. Now let's look at your group. Group B, we have Galatasaray, Bayern Munich, Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem, Lietkabelis Panevėžys, and Budućnost Podgorica. So you've got one of the semi-finalists from last season in Hapoel Jerusalem, and a Euro League team from last season, Galatasaray. So a tough group for you, I guess.
Yeah, it will be a tough group, but first of all, let me say it's a real pleasure to be back in Eurocup for us after a tough season without European competition. So we are proud to be here, and it will be a tough group, but it will be emotional and important for everybody. We will meet Galatasaray, a EuroLeague team. We will meet Bayern Munich, a very important team, and Napoli Jerusalem, which was the semi-finalist of last season. So it will be really interesting for us.
What do you think the difference in the challenge will be from playing teams from all over the continent as opposed to playing teams from the Italian league that you do every week? What does Eurocup offer that's different for your team?
The organization is different, the level is different, especially talking about basketball. The physical level is completely different, but it will be a way for us to improve, to learn and to grow as a club step by step, not only on the court but especially off the court, meeting a great organization and having the possibility to share opinions and emotion with them.
Okay, well, thank you. Look forward to the season. We'll see you in action soon. Thank you. Staying with Group B, I believe next joining us will be Bayern Munich. That will be the next interview for us here. Coming up shortly, we'll have a representative from Bayern. Yes, please. So, welcome back to Eurocup. Now, Bayern, obviously one of the biggest brands in European basketball, and looking to become one of the biggest clubs in European basketball as well. So this competition, I guess, very important for you.
Sure, Eurocup is, like last year, a very important competition for us, and I'm looking forward to one more season Eurocup.
And what do you expect to achieve this season? Every year you're pushing, you've been a regular in these European competitions for a few years now. What does it take for Bayern to make the next step and win this competition?
Okay, first of all, we have last year we made it to the quarterfinals, lost against Malaga in the third game. So next season when it starts, we want to make it first to the top 16. I think that we have a very tough group. We have Galatasaray and Hapoel, two very strong opponents. We play against Budućnost, Lietkabelis, two teams that we played last year, so we know what to expect there. And with Reggio Emilia, a new team to the Eurocup, which is a team with a big tradition, and for sure I'm going to have a good team. So for us, it's very important to make it to the next round. At this point of time, or this point of season, it's very difficult to talk about anything else.
Okay, well, thank you, and good luck to Bayern in the season that comes ahead. Now, Limoges, yes. Welcome. Bonne chance for the season. What do you think of the draw that you've been given for this Eurocup season?
We are first of all, we are so happy to come back in Eurocup for this season. We already played in EuroLeague a few years ago, and we are so happy to come back in the second European competition. It's a big group, it will be very tough. We are so happy also to find some teams like Bilbao, Partizan Belgrade. Your former coach was Dule Vujosevic, who was in Belgrade, and Alba Berlin, who played against them in EuroLeague. So we are sure it will be a tough competition, but it's a nice group.
And we know from your time in EuroLeague that the fans in Limoges are very passionate about the sport of basketball. Limoges is very much a basketball town, so they're going to be making it difficult for these teams coming to France to face you this season, I guess.
For sure, we have the best public in France, maybe one of the best in Europe, even if Olympiacos or Belgrade are always crazy, but it's a real help for us to play at home with the fan, and I'm sure they wait still 2 years the comeback of the club in European competition, so they will be present and they will be with the club at 100%.
Okay, well, thank you and good luck to Limoges this season. Thank you. Now we have next from Lietuvos Rytas, I believe. Yes, welcome to Eurocup, the new season starting soon. We were just talking to Limoges about the passionate fans in France. Obviously in Lithuania it's exactly the same as well, and I'm sure your fans looking forward to another season in European competition.
Yes, we are in the group with the big names. Limoges, Alba, Bilbao, Partizan is the big organizations, big names. Lietuvos Rytas is among them, so we have to fight.
And you have obviously experience from European competitions, both EuroLeague and Eurocup in recent seasons. What do you think the aspirations are? I know it's a long time until the season actually starts, but what are your hopes for the new season that's coming up?
So we have 2 titles behind. So 1 Eurocup for 2 times. So we have to go and fight each game and win each game. That's our main goal, and we are not our fans, we are responsible for them, so we have to fight each game.
Okay, thank you very much, and
thank you.
Good luck in Lithuania this season. And I think we'll be staying in the same group, and Alba Berlin joining us now. Thank you for joining us here in Barcelona for the draw. What about this Eurocup draw you've been given, Alba? Some great teams in this group.
Yeah, I would say a very competitive group, strong opponents, but also good names. They are all powerhouses in their respective countries. Of course, Kuban, I think, is the favorite because they have been in the EuroLeague Final Four just 1 year ago. And all others, I think, more or less are on the same level, so it's going to be tough, but that's why we play it for.
And Alba Berlin, of course, has been a regular, like many of these teams here in the European competitions over the last few years. Do you think it helps that you have that experience, not just the players, but also as a club? You know what to expect from these kind of competitions.
I think it is an advantage, but all the others more or less have the same experience. So there's not a club there that is a kind of a newcomer. They're all experienced. Of course, now with Aito as a coach who has been very successful in this competition, there's another, let's say, experience factor on our side. But again, this is a tough group, and it's a little bit soon or a little bit too early to analyze how the teams will look like, because the teams are still on the market, but all good names, all know the business they are running, they all know how to do it, and it's going to be very tough. But again, this is why we want to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. Good luck for the season. Good luck to look forward to seeing you in Berlin this season. And now we'll continue with live reaction from the Eurocup draw, and I believe joining us now, reaction from Cedevita Zagreb. Hello, welcome. And every team we speak to, it seems we're talking about teams with a lot of pedigree, a lot of experience in European competitions, and yourselves are included in that. And it really shows the quality of this Eurocup. I think we can look forward to a very exciting season across Europe in this competition.
This season will be much better than the last season. Last season we had a lot of problems with the clubs who will join the Eurocup. Now we can see that we have 24 clubs. All clubs are really good. In our group we get, I can say, the very strong few teams, 2 ex-EuroLeague teams, Darüşşafaka and Unix, and they are favorites in our group. And we have three newcomers, Fiat Turin and French Paris and Andorra. I don't know much about them. We are waiting to see what kind of roster they will have and how it will go, but we are very happy and we are waiting for matches. Our ambition is to go minimum in the second round, and we'll try to go further.
And just mentioning the rosters, you say there's a couple of debutants in your group, Andorra and Turin. From a coaching perspective, how difficult is it to prepare for Euro Cup games against teams that you don't know that well?
It's very difficult, but I think difficult is for every team, because in the moment we don't have our team. We changed the coach. Okay, not change. We arranged a new coach, and he start preparing. Now we will see. We will make a lot of scouting of the new teams, and it will be easy when the season starts. Now on the moment it's very difficult, because many teams didn't finalize their rosters, and we don't know who will play for each team. It's like what you ask, it's very difficult.
Okay, well, thank you. Look forward to the season when it comes around. Good luck with your preparations as well in the next few weeks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And we'll continue with more build up to the Euro Cup season. The next club to join us is Budućnost, I believe. So welcome. So what do you think of the draw? You've seen the teams that you're up against. How do you rate the group you've been placed in?
Yeah, comparing to the last season, I think so far the history of Euro Cup, I think this will be the toughest competition. The group is all of them very tough, of course. The trips will be good, not that far from our city, which is very important during the season, and I'm very satisfied with this moment. And so far we have signed almost 95% of the team, so we're going to be ready. New coach arrived a month ago, so we're going to be definitely better than the last season. It's not going to be a big problem for us to be better, because the last season was the disaster with the results. So next season will be definitely a much tougher opponent for everybody, especially home games.
And you mentioned 95% prepared already. That makes a big difference, doesn't it? If we're in July only and you have a lot of time for that chemistry to gel, which is so important, I suppose.
Yeah, we try, and we managed to keep most of the players from the last season, which this new coach wanted to have in the next season. So that was most important thing in this story of the chemistry and everything you mentioned in this moment of the pre-season time. So yes, it will mean a lot that we will have at least 7 or 8 players from the last season, plus 2 of them joining, re-signing our former players that comes from our city. So it's good. We just signed last night Kyle Gibson. He's coming from France as a good reinforcement. So we'll see. Maybe 2 more names, and that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you and good luck. We look forward to seeing all those players. Budućnost looking well prepared for the next Euro Cup season. We'll continue with more reaction now from Partizan Belgrade, obviously one of the best known names in European basketball, and Belgrade obviously will play a very prominent role in European basketball this season with the Final Four of the Euro League taking place, and I think it goes without saying that Partizan will have high ambitions for the Euro Cup season.
We will see. It's too early to talk about ambition. There's a long summer in front of us. We have to bring first of all a coach, head coach. I think next few days we'll finish with that, and after that we'll think about the players, new players for the team. Yeah.
And can you give us a sense of the excitement in Belgrade about European basketball? Every season, obviously this season will be special with the Final Four, but it's certainly one of the capitals of European basketball. I think everyone would recognise that. Can you try to explain or describe for us the passion for the sport in your city?
It's hard to explain that, but the Serbia is the country of the basketball. Because we have a lot of tall people in our country and big tradition with basketball, and what can I say? It's just natural in our country.
Okay, well, thank you and good luck to Partizan in the coming season. Look forward to seeing you in action in the Euro Cup. Thank you. So we are reacting live to the Euro Cup draw, and we'll be seeing more teams now. Welcome from Trento. So looking at your draw for the coming season, what do you think of the regular group draw that you've been handed today?
Well, very, very interesting, with a good club, very strong, and it was proud for us to play with these important clubs. 2 years ago, we arrived to the semi-final of the Cup. Now we want to better. We try. We will work very hard in order to be ready for October and start the Cup with the best season.
And how exciting is it for the club and for Italian teams in general to be able to compete all over Europe against some of the best known names in European basketball?
I think that the most important thing for a club is to play with a strong club. So we have a good. We want to do good experiences around Europe, from Spain to Russia, in order to learn how to improve our club. First of all. Also for not only for technical but also for organization and how to improve us. In fact, it is, and for us this experience is very, very important.
Okay, thank you, and good luck this season. Look forward to seeing you in action. Thank you. That's a good point made there. It's not just the players who learn, obviously, from playing in European competitions. Also, off the court, the executives have the chance to broaden their experience as well. We'll continue with more reaction. Sorry, which club are you joining us from?
Lokomotiv.
Lokomotiv, so a club with lots of experience on European stage, both in EuroLeague and Euro Cup. Tell us, from what you've seen in the last few years at Lokomotiv, how much it means to have success in European competitions.
It's very important, especially that a team who wins Euro Cup qualifies to EuroLeague. So I think it's the main goal for all teams playing in Euro Cup. And of course it makes team better, basketball higher level when you play in European competitions.
And obviously we look around the draw, all 24 strong teams this season. There's a couple of debutants, but some very well-established names as well when you look at the kinds of teams that are in the competition, including some in EuroLeague last season. It's getting more competitive every season, would you agree, Euro Cup?
Yes, I agree, especially this season will be very competitive, and it's always good. It's always good because 16 best teams in EuroLeague, 24 in Euro Cup. It's 40 best, strongest teams in Europe. So of course, it's really good. This competition will be very strong.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we look forward to another strong competition. Hope Lokomotiv have a good season in the Euro Cup. And we'll continue now with more reaction from the Euro Cup draw with Asvel, one of the French challengers in the competition. Thank you for joining us here in Barcelona. And Asvel, obviously an ambitious club. What are your expectations for this Euro Cup season that's starting in around 3 months from now?
Well, we will try to do our best. First of all, it's going to be a open, like a huge competition. It's going to be tough against the team that we saw, like Zenit or Twente, and especially Gran Canaria too. So we will do our best. We will try to go as far as possible, but of course we are working. Actually, we are working on the team, and we're trying to have the best team as possible to go as far as possible. So we are very exciting because we came back. Last year we were in BCL. This year we came back in EuroLeague and Euro Cup. So it's a huge challenge for us. And now, as I say, we're trying to do our best, but we put a lot of hopes on this competition to go as far as possible.
And as you mentioned, you're coming back into Euro Cup this season, and looking around at the draw today with some of the names of the clubs that you'll be hopefully going up against all the way to the final if you can. It shows the quality of competition and just how strong this Euro Cup competition is now.
For sure, that's why we came back. That's why we want to come back here. That's a strong competition, that's very interesting, and there is very open. Like as you can see, like Bayern Munich, there is a lot of good team, and everybody, it's hard to say, okay, this team will go to the finals, but for sure there is a lot of team who can hope to go to the finals, and we will be one of this team. But we will see. one by one, step by step, and do our best. Trying to, for sure, do our best, and we'll see what's going to happen.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining us, and good luck when the season gets underway. Asvel, they're one of the teams who will be pushing for glory in the Euro Cup this coming season, which gets underway in around 3 months. Now another Spanish team joining us, Bilbao.
Yeah.
Good luck for the season that comes ahead. What do you think of the draw? Obviously, we were in Euro Cup last season, narrowly missed out on the top 16. From the draw you've been given, you have hopes of going further this time?
The most important for me is the great group, no, great cities. I think it's very difficult group, but it's possible. I don't know, but improve.
And with the experience you had last season, very disappointing that you came so close to getting through to the top 16. Does that make you, as a club, more hungry for success to go further in this competition?
Yeah, but I think this year is very difficult and very different, no? Because the last year only 5 teams, now to 6 teams. I think that the level is different, no? For me, it's a Euroleague B. No, I don't know, and it's possible in the 2 or 3 months thinking other thing, but it's very difficult.
Okay, it will be difficult, but good luck in meeting the challenge. Thank you for joining us today. Good luck for the season. So that's Bilbao Basket, one of the Spanish teams in this Euro Cup competition. We're in Barcelona live. Reaction to the draw for the Euro Cup season. The draw just been made. And we have another club joining us, Lietkabelis from Lithuania. What do you make of the draw you've been given today in this competition?
Yeah, we're really happy. We have great teams, but we hope to make to the next round. It's a great honor and pleasure to have teams like this. Israeli champions, Budapest champions, Galatasaray, big names, Bayern Munich, perfect. We're really happy and excited about the next season.
As you say, some big names and good teams in your group. Are there any of those games in particular you're looking forward to, or do you think your fans will be looking forward to seeing your team going up against?
Well, last year we had Bayern Munich. Fans were really excited, and now Galatasaray is coming, which is a great team and played in EuroLeague. I think that's going to be exciting for both sides.
Okay, thank you. Yes, lots of excitement in the season to come in the 7 days Euro Cup. The draw has been made today in Barcelona, and joining us now we have reaction from a team that was in a different competition last year, Darüşşafaka Istanbul, coming into Euro Cup this season. Had a great time in EuroLeague, getting into the playoffs. You must have very high aspirations for the Euro Cup season.
Yes, actually it's a pleasure to be here, and as we are having the responsibility of being a previous EuroLeague team. We will try to compete at the highest level, and we are actually rebuilding the roster and signing some new players. What can I say about the group is it's really interesting, and I think all teams are ambitious. Many teams showed, like Turin, they are ambitious. Andorra, they did a good job in the Spanish league. So we are looking forward to start of the season.
And as you mentioned, there are 2 teams in your group. Turin and Andorra have never played in Euro Cup before. Yes. And with the success that Darüşşafaka had last season, do you think that you will be a team that will be targeted maybe a little by the opposition, that you will be a team that everyone else particularly wants to beat because you're one of the more high-profile names in the competition?
Yes, actually being favorite on the paper sometimes brings this kind of ideas. But we are aware of what we are doing, and it's just you have to do the hard work and respect each opponent. So we will be with this mentality, and you have to win on the court. That's the point.
Yep, thank you. Well, hope to see Darüşşafaka doing a lot of that in Euro Cup this season. Thank you for joining us. That's reaction from Darüşşafaka Istanbul, a EuroLeague playoffs team last season. This season in the Euro Cup, and looking forward to the competition that will be getting underway in October.